Hey everybody, in this video we're going to be looking at some tulips. Just tulips. Lego Tulips. It's the name of the set. It's called Tulips. Comes in this box. Doesn't have a theme or anything. $10. Seems pretty cheap. Let's take a closer look. These are from bottom of the stem to tip of the petals, less than 10 inches in length, or less than 25 centimeters. The three are built identically with the exception of their colors. So you get this nice cool yellow or bright yellow color, just a plain white here. And this is a nice lavender, like a darkish lavender. We'll just look at the lavender one as an example. The leaves kind of flop around. You can try to prevent that by pushing these together, really squeezing them. Okay, now they're not flopping, but now they are again. It's just how it's designed. It's an interesting design. I think the leaf shape is good, but the angle is not particularly good. Like, why does this come all the way out here and then come in? If they had a different angle for this right down here where it branches off, then I think it would have worked out just fine. The build for this is really simple. Again, all three are built the same way. They do have just a little bit of detail inside of it. It is a bit small. I wish it was a bit bigger. The whole thing looks like a miniature tulip, like a dwarf tulip almost. The colors are pretty good. I'm gonna call out one thing about color inconsistency in a minute, but yeah, that's it. And of course, this being Lego, you can change the length of the stem easily. And if you don't like one of these leaves to be on there, you want to make it like this. You know, that's one of the nicest things about this whole system, this whole botanicals collection system, even though this is not officially a botanicals collection set. You know, you can customize. And there you go. That's pretty much it. And then again, these are going to look exactly the same. This is my favorite color of the three, personally. And then the most useful one, or most neutral one, I guess, is just this, because it'll kind of go with anything. Here's an example of what the three might look like in a cheap, basic vase. You definitely want to have something with a very narrow neck. And beyond that, these aren't even that heavy for Lego flowers, so you don't need a whole lot of width at the base or weight either. So, you know, they're pretty easy to find something to put them in that will work. And then here's what more of them might look like. So I bought two of the same set to give you an example, just to show you what, you know, more of a proper bunch of them, a proper bundle, almost bouquet of them together would look like. And also with a darker vase, I think it makes them pop a lot better. So just something to consider. If you have an option to select a vase for this, you're not just giving the flowers by themselves, or, you know, getting the flowers by themselves and finding something. If you have a choice, go for a darker base. I think it works, but that's entirely up to you. And then finally, because I previously reviewed the whole bouquet, the first major bouquet set, and I still have that, I figured I would show you what these look like amongst those flowers, you know, just for the sake of scale. I don't think this is a particularly good combination to try to pull off, but if you did try it, you are getting the much brighter colored leaves, much brighter colored greens down here, and also the complete lack of ability to pose them particularly well. So that's going to stand out. It's going to look a little bit funky, I think. Not the greatest look, but I'm just going to try to get them in there and amongst the rest, just to give you an idea. And finally, there is only one leftover piece when you build this set, and there it is. Now, I mentioned something earlier about color consistency, or rather lack thereof, and I did want to call out the fact that these connector pieces here and here are colored differently. They are made of a slightly different material than the rest of these connectors, and the color match is not ideal. So you will definitely be able to notice that if you're sensitive to such things. However, I am very happy to see that the box art does not try to hide that. Typically, Lego and their package design, visual design department does some post-production work to make all things that are supposed to be the same color look the same. But here they didn't try to do that, and I appreciate that. And similarly, this package does not try to suggest that by buying this, you're getting a neat little bouquet of these that will be perfectly presented with only the parts included in the set. Matter of fact, they just show them here. They're just on the ground, which is exactly how they arrive. So I appreciate Even though it's subtle, even though it's little stuff, doesn't matter that much. I appreciate just the honesty in advertising and packaging here. So, tulips. There they are. Cost $10 US. Not a bad deal, I'd say. Look at the price to par ratio. Consider the amount of plastic you get here. I already showed you the box. You don't even need to see it any better. The amount of plastic, considering that it's Lego and all, yeah, not a bad deal. Not a fan of those leaves, though, and the way that they're connected. That definitely the worst thing here by far. I mean, this is practically just a rattle. Yeah, kind of weird. That's not quite right. I don't get that. I don't understand that. Doesn't look good, doesn't work well. But the rest is fine, and you can always take those out if you want. Customize it a little bit since it's Lego. Yeah, not a bad deal. Not great, but it's okay. I did a build video for this. You want to check that out? You can, but there you go. That's my look at tulips. Thanks for watching.